Okay, so welcome back. So in this session, we are going to deal with the further part of the linear and angular measurements. So till now, we have covered the almost all the chain surveying that was dealing with the linear measurements. But now, the what are the measurements that are not restricted to the linear measurements only? Okay, so in that case, also in along with linear, we require the angular measurements. Okay, so that we are going to see in this session. Okay. So today we are going to discuss these points. That is compass survey. Then what do you mean by compass? Then what is the principle of compass surveying? What do you mean by traverse? Then type of traverse. Then bearings of lines. In that, what do you mean by true meridian? Then magnetic meridian. Then correspondingly, what is the designation of magnetic bearing? How it is been represented? Okay, that is in terms of whole circle bearing, WCB, and quadrantal bearing. Okay, so all these points today we are going to discuss, and based upon this, we are going to solve the numericals and also one experiment, that is to find out the bearings of the traverse and find out the included angles. Okay, so going with one by one, that is starting with compass survey. So the survey which is been made by taking the angular measurements with the help of instrument called a compass, that is nothing but called as a compass survey. Okay, so till now we were making use of the either chain or tape, but now we are going to make use of an instrument which is called as a compass. Okay, and in that we are going to make the angular measurements. So the angular measurements which are been made with the help of the compass, that it is called as a compass survey. Okay, then what do you mean by exactly a compass? Okay, so compass is nothing but a instrument in which a freely suspended needle is there. Okay, so which freely rotates. Okay, and it marks directly towards the north, and with respect to that we are supposed to measure the angle or bearing of the survey line. Okay, so that we'll see. So that was nothing but dealing with the compass. Then basically there is certain principle of compass surveying, that it is nothing but traversing. Okay, so the principle of compass survey is traversing, so which involves a series of connected lines. Okay, the magnetic bearing of the lines are measured by prismatic compass, and the distances lengths of the traverse are measured by chain or tape. So traversing means what? So it is nothing but correspondingly, you can see here. So this is nothing but one kind of traverse only. Okay, so it is nothing but correspondingly framework consisting of number of connected lines. So it might be a closed one or it might be a open one also, like this. Okay, so in which correspondingly the whatever are the bearings. Okay, so suppose here it is A point, here it is B, then C, then here it is D, here it is E. So this is dealing with the open traverse, but here it is closed traverse in which A, B, it will be here, C and D. Okay. Correspondingly, we are going to keep the prismatic compass at each and every station point. So A, B, C, D, E are nothing but station points in this case, and A, B, C, D are nothing but the station points in the second case. So that we are going to keep the prismatic compass and measure the bearings. Okay, so we are going to measure the bearings of AB. So with respect to north, okay, whatever is the angle that it is here, this not. So whatever is the angle here with respect to north for AB that we are going to measure it, then that it will be nothing. This so this all these lines are called as survey lines. Okay, so AB is the forward direction of my survey line, and AD is nothing but backward. So it is for and it is back. Okay, so likewise all these angles we are going to measure it. Okay, so with respect to north. Okay, so that it is nothing but by making of the prismatic compass, and this distances, so let it be L1, this L2, L3 and L4. So these distances are also we are going to measure. So if you are suppose interested in drawing this sketch to the scale, in that case only we require the distances or lengths, but we are interested only in measuring the said bearings of the line. So that is the principle of compass surveying, that is traversing. So which involves a series of connected lines in which the magnetic bearing of the lines are being measured by the prismatic compass, or there is one another compass also which is surveyor's compass. Okay, and the distances are being measured by the chain or the tape. Okay, so such survey does not require the formulation of network of triangle. Okay, so in case of the chain surveying, we have seen that suppose this was the area in which we were supposed to form the triangles like this. Formulation of triangles was supposed to be done, that we have seen. Then again it is to be divided into sub station, then tie stations are there, subsidiary stations are there. So likewise we were supposed to go on dividing it. Okay, so that was the task. So in this case, that is in the case of compass surveying, does not require formulation of network of triangles. Okay, so where it is been used, or then correspondingly the compass surveying is used in the following circumstances. That is, if the surveying area is large one in which chain surveying is not adopted for surveying, in that case compass surveying is been employed or it has been used. If the plot for surveying has numerous obstacles and undulations which prevents chaining, so in such a case also you can go for compass surveying. And if there is a time limit for surveying, in that case compass surveying is usually adopted. Okay, so these are the cases in which generally the compass surveying is being adopted. Then next we'll see the traverse. So that we were talking about the open traverse, closed traverse, and at each corner the station points will be there, and we will be seeing the said correspondingly the bearings. Okay, so as I told you, the traverse is nothing but a multi-sided figure correspondingly connected by the lines. Okay, and that survey which is being conducted, it is called as traverse survey. Okay, so it is nothing but a multi-sided figure of connected lines. So I have highlighted multi-sided figure. Okay, so like this it might be, so it is nothing but correspondingly multi-sided, or it might be like this also. So it is nothing but a multi-sided figure. So and the such survey which is being carried out, it is nothing but called as a traverse survey. So there are two types of traverse surveying. So that is closed traverse, and second one is the open traverse. So as I told you, that closed traverse is nothing but in which the said the starting point and the end point are same. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, so suppose my this is my A point, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is E. Okay, so in this case my starting point is itself the last point. Okay, so which forms a closed loop or closed circuit. So that it is called as a closed traverse. So when the lines form a circuit which ends at the starting point, so A is the starting point and it is only the end point, so it is called as a closed traverse. Whereas in the open traverse, the starting point and the end point, they are not the same. Okay, so A is here, B is here, C, then D, then E, F, and this is G. Okay. So here in this case, the starting point is A and end point is G. So they are not forming a closed loop or closed circuit. So this is nothing but the example of the open traverse. So generally this open traverse example is nothing but doing a traverse along the river side. So in which the starting point and the end point are not the same. Okay. So here you can see the example of the closed traverse. Okay. This is the example. So in which the starting point and the end point are the same. And this A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E or EA are nothing but your survey lines. Okay. So that is closed traverse. Okay. And this is the open traverse. A, B, C, D, E. So in which the starting point and the end point are not the same. Okay. So these are nothing but dealing with the said types of traverse. Next is the bearings of the lines. So as I was saying that we are supposed to measure the bearings of the lines or angle. Okay. So it is nothing but one kind of horizontal angle which is been measured between the 2 points. Okay. So the bearing of a line is the horizontal angle which it makes with the reference line meridian. Okay. So correspondingly, which is depending upon the said meridian, that is with respect to north. Okay. So basically there are 4 types of meridian, but out of that we are going to see only 2, that is true bearing and magnetic bearing. Third one is the arbitrary bearing, and next is the grid meridian. Okay, so that we are not interested, but we are more focusing on true bearing and the magnetic bearing or meridian. Okay, so the true bearing of a line is the horizontal angle between the true meridian and the survey line. The true bearing is measured from the true north in the clockwise direction. So what do you mean by exactly true bearing? Okay. So suppose I am interested in measuring the angle. Okay. So in that case, when I am going to keep the bearing, okay, compass, prismatic compass. Okay. So suppose this is my station point. Okay. So this is the true north. Okay. Which has been fixed, and whatever is the angle which has been measured with this with respect to this, suppose in this direction there is my second point or second station on the ground, of which I'm supposed to take the bearing or angle this. Okay, so the angle which has been measured with respect to the true north in the clockwise direction, so this is nothing but clockwise direction. Okay, that it is called as said true bearing. Okay, or it is also called as true meridian. Next one is the magnetic bearing or magnetic meridian. So this magnetic meridian or bearing of a line is nothing but a horizontal angle which the line makes with the magnetic north. So what do you mean by magnetic north? So as I was telling that a compass, we are going to make use of that for measuring such said bearing or horizontal angle. So in such a case, that in that case a needle is been freely suspended. Okay, so which moves. Okay, and it is been balanced properly and unaffected by the magnetic substances, and it indicates the direction of the north. Okay, and the angle between the magnetic meridian correspondingly, that angle which has been measured, okay, by the freely suspended needle, okay, with respect to north, that is nothing but called as your magnetic bearing. Okay, so here in this case, whatever the angle which has been measured with respect to the true north, okay, that is nothing but the true meridian, or which is also called a geographical meridian. Okay, and the angle which has been measured by the freely suspended needle. Okay, so somewhat it will be like this, freely suspended, and with respect to that angle will be measured. Okay, so that angle will be nothing but your magnetic bearing. Okay, and the difference between this, the true meridian and corresponding magnetic meridian is called as said declination. Okay, that is magnetic declination, that is the horizontal angle between the magnetic meridian and the true meridian. Okay, it is called as magnetic declination. So correspondingly, it is been indicated with respect to the true meridian only, whether it has been inclined towards the west side or towards the east side. Okay, that we are going to get it clear that doubt during the solving of the example. You will get the concept clear what do you mean by magnetic declination. Okay, so these are the types, and another type, as I told you, that is the arbitrary meridian. Okay, and the next one is the grid meridian. Okay, so basically we are going to focus it on these two, true meridian or bearing or magnetic bearing. So this true bearing is also called as said azimuth. Okay, it is also called as azimuth. Okay, so here you can get the clear idea. So this is the true north. Okay, so the angle which is been measured with respect to the true north, it is nothing but true bearing or true meridian, and which is the angle which has been made, that is the horizontal angle by the freely suspended needle. Okay, so that it is nothing but your magnetic bearing or magnetic meridian, and the difference between that first and the second one, it is nothing but the magnetic declination. So this needle is been tilted towards east, so it is eastward. If it is been tilted towards the west, then it will be west declination. Okay, so this is regarding the said bearings, types of bearings. So these bearings are having certain designations. Okay, so they have been measured, okay, by two systems. So there are two systems. So first one is the whole circle bearing, that is WCB, and second one is nothing but quadrantal bearing. So as the name indicates, whole circle bearing, so we are going to measure all the angles from starting up to the last. So it will be including from 0 up to the 360-degree. So it will not have any kind of quadrantal measurement. Directly with respect to north, whatever is the angle is there, that we are going to measure it. But in the case of the quadrantal bearing, so as the name indicates quadrant, so we are knowing the quadrant means what? Northeast one is one quadrant, southeast, then southwest, and northwest. So these are nothing but the quadrants. So in with respect to that only, the angles are being measured. Okay, so we'll see one by one. It will clarify your concept of whole circle bearing and quadrantal bearing. So whole circle bearing, so which is also called as WCB. Okay, so the magnetic bearing of a line which has been measured, okay, the magnetic bearing of a line which has been measured clockwise from the north pole. So this is the north pole. With respect to this north pole only, all the angles are been measured. So these angles which are been measured are called as whole circle bearings. Okay, and correspondingly such a bearing may have any value between 0 degree to 360 degree. So starting point from 0 degree, whatever is the angle, so this is my survey line, so angle it is 45 degree. Suppose here it is, then it is 66, here it is 90 degree, 135 degree, 165, 180, 225. So it is not having any kind of restriction to the quadrant. So whatever the bearing you are supposed to measure, okay, suppose my line is going to right here, it will suppose it is here, so whatever is the angle, so it will lie between this 0 to 90 only. Here I am going to measure it directly. Suppose here it is, here you can see, so angle it is 135. Suppose here it is the line, then with respect to 0 only, whatever are the angles that you are going to measure, so it is 225. Okay, and if I am interested in measuring this between the angle, so you are going to deduct it. Okay, so suppose here it is lying, then it will be totally from 0 only. So that is with respect to north only the angles are being measured. So suppose my here is the station A, this is the B, so this is my angle theta 1. So this, suppose this is C, the bearing of this line, it will be theta 2 directly. So here it is, suppose D, then it will be theta 3 total angle. Okay, and likewise, so examples are 26 degree, 121 degree, 245 degree, 350 degree. Okay, so these are nothing but examples of whole circle bearing. Next one is the quadrantal bearing. Okay, so which we also called as QB. So in this case, all the angles are being measured with respect to north or with respect to the south. Okay, towards east or towards the west. Okay, so here you can see. So this, as I told you, the magnetic bearing of a line which has been measured clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay, so here you can see either it has been measured here with respect to north towards east or towards west. Okay, so in this case, it has not been restricted to clockwise only. Okay, so you can measure it in the anti-clockwise or counter clockwise. Okay, so it should be either with respect to north or it should be with respect to south only. And such a bearing which has been measured, it's called as quadrantal bearing. So here you can see, so this is my suppose same angle here is my station at which I am keeping my say prismatic compass, and this is my survey line of which I am supposed to measure the bearing. Okay, so correspondingly, quadrantal bearing will be what? North 45-degree east. So this is my first quadrant. Okay, so up to this angle, it will be for AB, it will be north 45-degree east. Suppose my line is lying here. So whatever is the angle, it will be measured with respect to the south. So the angle will be, so the quadrantal bearing of line AC will be south 45-degree east. Okay. Correspondingly, when it is going to lie here, it will be south angle, whatever is there with respect to south west. Okay. And finally, when the line is going to lie here, okay, so again, it is going to represent with respect to or measure with respect to north. Okay. So north 30-degree west. Okay. So in this case, correspondingly, the angles are being measured with respect to quadrants. So here you can see either it should be north or it should be south, south or north, and towards east or towards west. Okay. So likewise, correspondingly, this is the said designation of magnetic bearing. Okay. Correspondingly, we are going to solve the problem in the second session. Okay, so in which the angles will be given to us. Okay, in which we will be having such angles north 45-degree east, north 66-degree east of certain survey lines, and we are supposed to get calculated whether there is certain difference in between that angles, that is fore bearing and back bearing. Okay, or not. Okay, got it. Okay, so we'll stop it here. Thank you.